without public transport, Bangalore traffic congestion will not go. With 1.4 crore population, we have 1.2 crore registered vehicles, of which at any time around 30 lakhs are on the road. So 30 lakh vehicles on and almost 1,000 kilometers is the arterial and subarterial roads. So it's not possible. Every kilometer there are 3,000 vehicles.
All of us, end of the day, want the traffic to move.
I was hesitant to use public transport too, because you don't know where to get off. You don't know if you have the last mile connectivity, first mile connectivity, all of that other. But once you start doing it, it becomes a habit.
To make public transport successful, you need to make it available, integrated, reliable, affordable, seamless, and add some incentives too. When both these things work, a lot more people will use public transport.
Soon after operations began on the extended purple line of the Bengaluru Metro, BMTC has launched feeder bus services from KR Pura metro station to several areas around Silk Board and Whitefield.
I feel on the moon. I'm so happy today happened, because having feeder buses is one thing, but having metro connecting there is another thing, right? Today both happened. Today the purple line is entirely operational. The Vayapanhalli KR link has been connected. Therefore, a large number of people have now access to metro.
But because of this connectivity, a lot of people they can come easily to the metro. Otherwise, they have to take a drop from their own vehicle, or they have to come by auto, they have to come by taxi, like that. Now they can come by easily, they can come by our buses.
See, unless there is first and last mile connectivity, the potential of a metro line will not be fully utilized. All of us would rather avoid going in the stress of traffic, the delays of traffic, unpredictability. So much simpler to just go on a metro, which we know will get us from point to point fairly seamlessly in fairly good comfort.
37 BMTC buses will be deployed for the task with a frequency of 5 to 10 minutes. They will be making nearly 300 to 350 trips per day.
During peak hours, there will be buses running every 5 minutes on the outer ring road. Okay, and this will during non-peak hours every 8 minutes. And we're mobilizing across companies to make sure that employees also literally take a pledge to switch from personal to public transport twice a week.
Even this morning, I live in Whitefield. It was a breeze to take the metro and come to KR Pura, and then now we are on this bus. So if there is enough incentive for people to take it, because it's not about their work life alone, it's also their personal life. You don't want to go home so tired that you can't do anything else after that. So I would imagine that people would enjoy it once they start using it more regularly.
We have to give connectivity. Now, what we started, 35 buses today, around 350 trips. For every 5 minutes there will be a trip, there will be a bus, and every 8 minutes in non-peak hour.
The inauguration of the feeder bus service was done by Transport Minister Ramalinga Reddy on October 11th at the KR Pura metro station. Congress leader Rajiv Gowda, along with several citizen-led organizations, urged the public to utilize the newly launched service. They also took a pledge with government officials and members of the Outer Ring Road Companies Association to use public transport at least twice a week.
There is an impression, a social stigma attached to public transport. Oh, public transport for poor people. I am so rich. I get such a 2 lakh salary per month. Why should I take public transport? That kind of stigma exists in our society. Unfortunately, it doesn't exist in many other countries. Even the prime ministers and ministers, cabinet ministers use metro to go to office in Amsterdam and Paris and all of these places. We are far away from that, but we are trying to convey that message. That's why today it's called Walk the Talk. I'm so happy to see not only very senior politicians like Minister Ramalinga Reddy and Professor Rajiv Gowda, but also the IAS officers, IPS officers of various departments, and the CXOs, and all of you media and activists, public transport act, all of us got into one bus. That made my day. It's a historic day, and I hope that that's not a one-day affair, but we see more and more of it and bump into each other in the bus or metro somewhere.
So we are in a position to really make a difference to the load on the road, the congestion on the road, and if people realize this is a much more predictable, reliable, smooth, comfortable ride, they'll jump into the bus they will take the metro, and they will ease the tension on and the congestion on the road.
No, it's definitely a step in the right direction. We're very happy to see that the government has listened to us, and most importantly, it kind of pieces together the whole every kind of multimodal, as they say, right? There is metro, there's feeder buses, and then there's the last mile of walking or whatever we need to do to get to our offices. So it's a big relief for a lot of people who come to this corridor, are waiting for 2.5 years more maybe to get to the metro happening here. Rather than that, why not take advantage of routes and facilities that already exist, right?
After the metro line purple line has been connected up to Whitefield, that is between Baipanalli and this thing, we are seeing a 20 to 22% reduction in the vehicular traffic on 4 junctions from the NGF signal up to Tin Factory and beyond.
We used to have a bus priority lane on the outer ring road, right? And when the metro construction kicked in, that ended up being affected. But going forward, we will restore that. Then, when people in private vehicles see the bus moving much faster, they will also realize it's much better for them.
If the bus lane on ORR is restored, that feeder bus from KR Pura to ORR will be a 10-minute, 15-minute thing. Imagine how quickly you can get to your office.
I think Bangaloreans will adopt, provided we give them an option. Our metro has been very late. It should have started from Whitefield. It is almost, I don't know how we designed. It went to the places where people don't go for work. Metro always go to places where people go to work. So I think with Whitefield Metro, the Electronic City Metro, with Outer Ring Road Metro, we shall have very good network connectivity. So I think in a couple of years, traffic jam should reduce at least by 50%.
We are seeing more people using that metro also. Ridership was also increasing, so it is good for everybody. I think with more feeder buses coming in, more ridership will increase and lesser number of traffic vehicles in the traffic.
I urge everyone to keep this pledge in mind. Let's move from personal to public. Let's do that a couple of days a week, and before you know it, we will all be so much more productive and impactful as citizens, because the traffic woes will be history.